Stop wasting your hard-earned money gambling on packs. Check out my sponsor MMOEXP to buy the absolute cheapest, most reliable MUT coins and use my code Kinny for 5% off your order. Part 2 of the Weekend League recap. We started off 7-1. If you missed the last video, I'm going to link it up top. This time I'm actually going to preview the lineup for you. This is the lineup that we're rocking with in this video, as well as what will be our Part 3 finish off this Weekend League recap. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, be sure to leave a like rating. Comment down below to let me know that you're liking them. Again, this is how I decide what kind of content I continue to put out on my channel, what you guys like, what you guys watch and enjoy. That's what determines what I put out. So without further ado, let's get into the lineup so I can show you guys what we're working with here on offense. Our offensive line's looking pretty good. Mitchell Schwartz was the upgrade that we made for this. This was our free playoff player. I already had his power up and he was pretty much already powered up for me, so I just added him. Obviously, we're rocking with Vic, DEION, Randy Moss, and Roy Williams at our receivers. Kamara, you see him a lot featured. He's just so unbelievably good. Jonnu Smith, 94 speed at tight end, which is just huge. And then our abilities that we're rocking with are Gunslinger and Escape Artist on Vic. We got Bulldozer on Derrick Henry because next gen it's just so dominant. Alvin Kamara with Backfield Master, DEION with Route Tech because it's only 2 AP, and then Jonnu Smith, Tight End Apprentice for 2 AP. So that's the abilities that we're rocking with on the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, team's still looking beastly. Eddie Jackson, 99 zone, of course. You got Khalil Mack, Isaiah Simmons, and Adrian Amos. I love Akeem Hicks to help stop the run. He's been pretty influential on the team. Charles Woodson, DEION, and Trey White as our cornerbacks. Julius Peppers, Tommy Harris. This card, don't sleep on it. It's actually a really fast D tackle. He's got like 86 speed on my team, which makes him really fast and really valuable in the defensive tackle spot. Because if you have an inside stuff that is slow as hell, he's not going to be able to tackle anyone no matter how often he breaks through the line of scrimmage. And then of course the abilities that we're rocking on the defensive side of the ball, we have Acrobat, we have mid-zone KO, we have Acrobat, we have inside stuff, mid-zone KO, and Acrobat, and mid-zone KO on Adrian Amos. So that's it, guys. That's the lineup. That's the intro. Let's get into the gameplay for part 2 of our Weekend League recap. Starting off with the first game, you're going to notice no face cam on this. I wasn't live streaming these games. I was just playing them casually, hanging out, playing the games, hit record because I knew I wanted to do this recap. But I did forget to turn off the overlays. So shout out Matt for being a member, and shout out 1SND for donating $2.99. You guys are going to see that throughout this video, but that's just the kind of state of the video, so sorry about that. Either way, matching up against a Browns fan, Kilo, we are starting the ball on the ground. We're starting the ball on the ground with Alvin Kamara. Like I said, I run a very balanced offense, and I try to keep through that. I want to keep my opponent get pause, man. Eddie Jackson with a phenomenal interception. That 99 zone really coming to bear there. And then of course, like I say, never be afraid to hit your checkdowns, never be afraid to hit your short routes in this game. They are incredibly effective, and I show that especially when I'm running out of under center. I hit pretty much the same route there to Randy Moss. Unfortunately, he drops it, so we end up settling for 3, but that's good for me because I go up 2 possessions. So taking 3 off the start to me feels a lot different than taking 3 after I'm already up 7. Going up 2 possessions is just so massive in this game. It's an amazing feeling. But this guy's also got a Michael Vick of his own, so he's going to roll out of the pocket. He's going to find some separation and scramble, and then he's also going to hit some absolute dimes up the seam of the field. But then we get the sack on him. A massive sack from our pickup Tommy Harris, and he doesn't have any timeouts to call, so we go to halftime. He's not able to get any points in. He's not able to spike the ball. That was such a massive sack. Pause. I can't get over it, man. That was honestly huge. That like changed the state of the game because he did get ball back at half. So if he scored there, he would have been able to come back at half and probably tie the game up. But we get another sack, this time with Khalil Mack forcing the fumble, and then our boy Tommy Harris picks it up. I'm telling you guys, 84 speed on a defensive tackle is nothing to turn your nose up at. He just returned that for a touchdown, which I don't know if a lot of defensive tackles would be able to do that. Next play, he's getting desperate at this point. It's 17-0 third quarter. He lobs it up. He goes deep, and I'm sorry, man. That's just not going to happen. We're going to intercept that ball. We're going to force the rage quit, and we are going to go to 8-1. I believe we're 8-1. This is game number 9 going up against V-Goated KO. Bring it on, man. He's got a decent team, but he does have Sam Mills in his top, and he's rocking one step aheads, which I tried one step aheads on next gen. I just don't think they're that effective. I really don't. They did buff them. They're definitely better than they were, but they're not anything that is really worth running on next gen. So man coverage is usable, but it's just not very good. It's not what it was on old gen. But this guy had a nice little scheme. He's got an interesting team. Leonard Fournette at running back, and he knew how to tote the ball. He was very methodical in the way that he moved the ball down the field. I got to make a stop here. 3rd and goal. We do stop him, and we end up forcing a field goal, which is great it's great on my part, because after he moves the ball down the field so methodically, we end up forcing a field goal, and he's got to settle for 3, which is a really good feeling. But I give the ball right back. I throw an interception. That's an absolute Stevie Reed. Really stupid on my part. He's running essentially one play here, and I could not figure out how to stop it. I like to pride myself on being able to adjust in this game, especially on next gen. I feel like I'm much better at adjusting versus what my opponent is doing, and I could not adjust against this guy. I had the toughest time stopping him in the world. It was insane. Here, I go over the top. I thought I had Randy Moss over the top. Jalen Ramsey is not very fast. That Randy Moss on my team, I think, has 98 speed. But we got screwed, man. We got hosed. Of course, Ramsey comes down with it. He's a physical corner, but we won off the press. I still don't understand. And then Leonard Fournette is going to take it for 6. And this dude is going to showboat on me. He's up 17-0, and we're about to go into halftime. I'm like, dude, if I don't get points here, I'm pretty much screwed. So we find Jonnu Smith right before halftime. Jonnu Smith toting down the sideline. He's just too fast at 94 speed. He's going to get in the end zone for us. That was so massive. Because we get ball back at half, we're certainly not out of this game. Hand the ball to Alvin Kamara. I'm sticking to my offense here. I can't get carried away. I got to stick to my offense, stick to what I know, and I still have a chance of winning this game. I'm honestly surprised at myself that I stuck in this game, but I did, and I fought really hard to win this game. So we really got to make a play here. I'm setting my purple zones, I think they're cloud flats, to like 30 yards, and they're still just not covering these crossers and corners that he have. I don't know how to stop him, man. He goes up again by 2 possessions. Now we're in a tough spot because there's 2 minutes left. I get sacked on 1st and 10. We're gonna go to the 2-minute warning. I lost that stoppage of the clock, which is really tough. Michael Vick rolling out to his right, cross body throw, touch pass to DEION Sanders, a wide receiver who is absolutely phenomenal. We've just got to make a stop here. Just got to make a stop. 3rd and 1, and he is able to convert. I'm out of timeouts. I messaged this dude, GG's. It was a really good game against this guy. Seriously, shout out to him. This was one of the closer games that I played. I was surprised that I came back as well as I did, but it puts us at 8-2 on the year. Now we match up with a guy named Bum 1, which to me, I'm thinking, oh crap. Who would have that name if they're not an absolute sweat, right? If they're not an absolute sweat, they're definitely not going to have that name. I didn't think he'd be able to beat me over top there. He finds an absolute dot to Tony Gonzalez over the top and dots me up, man. I respect it. I'm rolling out with Vic. There's no QB spy. Vic is so fast at 98 speed. You can't give him that much room, and if you do, you're in big trouble. So I got to take advantage of Vic's legs more. Next play, we hand it off to Alvin Kamara, who gets in for the score. 7s apiece in the first quarter still. I know this is probably going to be a shootout. He's got Dorsett running the ball for him, which is interesting. Don't really see that too much, but he's also got Patty Mahomes who rolls out, and that was one of those plays where you see the pass coming, you know where it's going, but there's no way in hell you're going to be able to get there in time. So we get the ball back here. I'm throwing a screen out to Alvin Kamara. I'm like, dude, I got to get the ball moving. We get the 3rd and goal, and he's got some fullback dive defense, but throwing your ball carrier on aggressive and just trucking in there with Derrick Henry is pretty much unstoppable 4 plays in a row. So we do finally get in the end zone. He's running my own play against me, man. That bunch tight end, cross boot over, whatever it is, and I couldn't stop it, and it was so frustrating. But Taylor Mays got freaking big, man. That was a hell of a user lurk. I didn't know that I would get up there, and I did. And then Michael Vick throwing dime pieces to Roy Williams. We're able to get a field goal before the half ends to go up 3 points, which is absolutely huge for us. I love having a lead going into half. And then, of course, he turns into a dickbag, and he onsides on me. Don't be that guy. Like, there's no reason for him to onside there. It was a totally ridiculous move that he did. Definitely out of frustration, but it felt good for me until I got absolutely jebaited by Pat Watkins there. I did not think he'd be able to get back to that ball. I saw him. I just didn't think he'd be able to get back to the ball. He did. He proved me wrong. And now I'm stuck on Akeem Hicks trying to cover these routes. There's just no way until he throws to right at 99 zone Eddie Jackson. I'm telling you, man, this card is still unbelievable. He's made some crazy plays for us. Now he's trying to circle back with his user, and I'm hitting DEION up the middle because he's playing that cover 2. So I wanted to hit him deep mid. And then we're hitting our flats to Neon Deion Sanders. Neon Deion, the boy, the homie. I love that card. I love all of Deion's cards. And I just committed the biggest sin in Madden. I threw an interception on a run commit on 4th down. I could not believe that I made that mistake. I should have known he was going to run commit, man. I should have known he was going to run commit and had a streak on the field. For some reason, I just choked up and I didn't. I will not make that same mistake again. If I have an inch... What the hell just happened? What the hell just happened? Doorset absolutely going off. But if I have any sort of feeling in the future that someone's going to run commit on me, I'm throwing a streak on the field. I don't care what my play call is. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm throwing a streak on the field, and that will be my run commit throw. So we got to bounce back. We let up 3 points. Kamara bobbing and weaving, doing his thing, juking a little bit, getting out on the screen. Screens are still very effective if you call them at the right time. If you're not predictable with them, I should not have thrown this ball, but holy cow, that's an absolute laser beam. We completed that pass. Now we got Vic in the zone, but it doesn't matter because we're close to the end zone with 48 seconds left. He only had 1 timeout. I just go down. He uses his timeout. I milk the clock, and we hit our game-winning field goal to win this game. GG's to our opponent there. Moving to 9-2. Matching up against Killa J 860. This guy's got an absolute God squad. Definitely a Washington football team theme team. And I don't have an absolute God squad. I have a very good team, but I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm going to stick to my classic wheel flat concept. But I do find that this is a cover 2, and Randy Moss is just going to burn him over the top. This is what should have happened that one game that I threw the pick to DEION. Randy is just too good, man. He's too fast. He wins off the line of scrimmage. But this is the problem with my defense. I run a lot of cover 3, and I don't really control the seams. And I get burned. I get burned on seam streaks a lot with my cover 3. He played this really well with Gannon, who's actually able to take off there for multiple yards, and we do end up stopping him, holding him to a 4th and goal, making it 7-3. Took his points. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing wide receivers wide open that I'm just not hitting, but it is good that I am finding Neon Deion Sanders. However, he holds me pretty much near the goal line, the 6-yard line. We'll take our 3 points, go back up by a touchdown. I just want to hold this lead, keep our lead of 7 in the game. And he got cheese there. He got hosed, throws the ball right to Tre'Davious White. That was definitely an inaccurate throw for no reason, just because he was on the run. So that sucks, man. That really, really sucks. Got to get the dead eye on it. But he sent his spy there, and I don't know why. So we take off with Vic, and we actually get a really good gain. 4th and 3, big play here. I find the corner out to Jonnu Smith wide open. He was not covering. He was covering the flats the whole game. That's what happens when you wear your opponent down and you throw the flats the whole time. When they start to cover the flats, they'll forget about those corner routes, the crosser routes. Those purple zones are not going to cover them. And here, just an absolute laser beam to Alvin Kamara in the end zone. I had never run that play before, but it actually worked really well. We get some pressure on him. We sack Rich Gannon on 3rd and 15. 4th and 26, I said there's absolutely no way. I pick it off. Should have just swatted it, but I pick it off with Tre'Davious White, who's an absolute beast. He brings it back to the 25, so it doesn't matter regardless. That's going to do it for our opponent. He's had enough. He's going to quit out of the game. Sayonara. See you later, buddy. Matching up against God is faithful. Amen, brother. Yes, he is. And he had another very good team. This is another pretty much near God squad. If I see 299s on a team, to me, that's enough to say it's a God squad. So he's got a pretty good team. He's repping the Eagles, though. And one of the first plays of the game, this is like his 3rd play of the game, he throws right to Deion Sanders, who's just a beast, man. This card is so good. I love Deion Sanders, and already there were some connection issues with this game to begin with, but I guess he tripped over his router, unplugged it on accident, and that is going to do it for this opponent. All it took was 1 interception. I didn't even get to call any plays. And he's outie. Now we are 11-2. I'm thinking, okay, this could really be something. This is when I'm starting to think this weekend league really could be something. So we go up against SFG Nasty. Team is not very good. I'm thinking, yes, man, this is it. This is it. This guy's team's not that great. But just wait, man. This is an example of what a scheme can really do as opposed to a team. Psych. That was just a terrible throw. A terrible throw. And then he concedes the game. I had no idea what happened there. He caught that ball and then quit out. And it wasn't a router unplug. That was a legitimate quit out. He just quit out of the game. I guess he had enough. He felt bad. He felt guilty. He's like, dude, you deserve this one. Just take it. And so he gave it to me and he quit out. Now we're matching up against TBG JTB. Dude, spell something out in your name. Like, come on. He was running my play against me. You guys know my favorite play. If you put your cloud flats to 30 yards, it will cover that deep zone. Put a flat on the field and then user the tight end route that will come out, and you're able to shut that play down. I finally figured out how to adjust to it. So we hit Kamara out of the backfield, go up 7-0. Once you shut down someone's favorite play, usually they start to struggle after that. That's what I'm thinking in my mind is I shut down the play he was running consistently. Now I just got to learn what else he wants to run. He's going to have 1 or 2 plays. Here, Taylor Mays, easy lurk. That was a textbook lurk, where you're sitting on one route, another route's trailing it, and you just stop. You don't even have to go to the other route. You just stop in place, and you immediately pick it off. Giving the ball back to Derrick Henry, 1st and 10. He's going to tote a little bob and weave action, just truck right over Palamalu, and Derrick Henry keeping it moving. How you doing? Keep it moving. Michael Vick rolling out to his right, which he can do, and we find Roy Williams with an absolute laser beam in the back right corner of the end zone. That was a hot dot. That one felt good. Here, I wasn't set up to deal with it, man. He quick hiked me. I wasn't set up to deal with it. He had the flat, didn't take it. He took his tight end. Anyways, Evan Ingram, I guess he wanted to hit instead, and so he threw it to Evan Ingram. Now he's trying to run the same thing on me, and I wasn't set up again. The problem with this play is if you can't get set up to deal with it, you do run into some issues, so I got to get set up here. I just wasn't, and he throws right to Deion Sanders with another interception. This cornerback is absolutely phenomenal. He was sitting in a flat zone, and then we got another dickbag move. Just going to onside kick. And he actually forces the fumble. This one left me so heated. I was screaming at my console at this point. I was so mad after that one. You're going to give that crap to him. I was so pissed off, but I actually didn't let it faze me because on that drive, that very drive, I go and I pick him off with Taylor Mays. If he scored on me on that drive, I was already so rattled. I had to get out of my own head. So I go back to my favorite play, Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. When you don't cover those flats, man, I'm going to take it. Every single time. It's just too good not to. You got to take your flats. To Derrick Henry with the power O, one of the best runs in the game on 2nd and 17, picking up a massive gain on the 6-yard line. Big decision time here or not, because I guess that's going to do it for this opponent as well. A lot of rage quits this weekend league, a lot of rage quits, and a lot of them did not make sense, which is what kind of threw me off. We actually have a rematch here. I've played against Glow J330 in the past. I don't know if it was in the first episode or if it was in this episode, but I had played against him before. Here, this animation has got to go, man. This basket catch animation. In real life, they shouldn't even be doing this, man. Catch the ball with your hands, not like a basket. But we get it anyways, and we get hosed there. I was real pissed after that one, so I'm already pissed from the last game, kind of. It's hanging around, and now that happens to me on like the first play of the game. We get back down the field, we march back down the field, and we do get in with Derrick Henry on the fullback dive. I was having some issues in this game, so I couldn't pick my play, and you only get one pause. The only way to fix it was to pause the game, and then it would let you pick the play again. But you only get one pause per game, and so it would happen like 5 or 6 times a half, and I was literally getting delay of games, and this dickbag was accepting the delay of games. And I messaged him. I was like, dude, my game keeps freezing. And he kept accepting the delay of games, which really grinded my gears. I thought that was kind of a scumbag move. If someone were to message me that in the middle of the game, it's a glitch in the game. It sucks. I would not accept that. But that's just kind of the player he is, and we got to deal with it, right? So we're going to have to take a bunch of delay of games here, which is really frustrating, and we got to beat him anyways. So we get into the end zone yet again with Derrick Henry, the MVP of our team, in the red zone, and then we just lurk the absolute heck out of him. He probably thought Isaiah Simmons was blitzing there because I was trying to disguise it a little bit, and we did a good job of it, did a good enough job at least to bait him and to lurk him into that pick. Here, getting outside power O, again, my favorite run with Derrick Henry. And since this guy was being a total scumbag, I didn't mind toting all over again on him because he was accepting those delay of game penalties, which just really grinded my gears. So that was a spin move from hell. And then, of course, the pursuit angles are so just terrible that he ends up scoring with Randy Moss there. Again, in my head, 21-21. I got to try to score here before half. Or he runs a cover 2. Big mistake. I'm hitting Y trail. And Randy Moss in for the score. 45 seconds left on the clock. I left him too much time. I was kind of pissed at myself for doing that, but I had to get in the end zone. There was no way I was not going to score there until he finds Isaiah Simmons. This is an adjustment. I changed my zone depths. I changed it to 25. Isaiah Simmons with a nasty lurk. Not really a lurk, but he was just sitting out there. He threw right at him. Didn't see him. Probably didn't think he would get back to it. And then I see my B receiver, Deion Sanders, on that streak route. I'm going to start running that a lot more often in the red zone because it's really effective. So we go up by two scores, and at this point, I'm feeling good. because it was 2 rapid scores, and I know he's definitely rattled. He's trying to score again before half. If we can hold him, I feel real good about this game. And we end up coming up with a big sack from my boy Akeem Hicks. Do a little dance on him for me one time. And in the second half, because this guy is just the worst human being alive, I am just going to tote on him, and I'm going to tote some more, and I'm going to tote some more, and I'm going to tote some more. No, I'm not. Psych. I'm actually going to throw the ball, and I'm going to hit a wide open Randy Moss, who's going to juke, but actually get caught up. I wanted to tote the ball. I wasted a lot of clock in this half. That's why I'm not showing too much of it. But basically, I was toting on him, and I could tell he was getting frustrated, and I didn't feel bad for it because of how he was accepting those delayed game penalties. Seriously, there was like 8 of them or 9 of them this game that he accepted on me, which was just a pain, and I thought it was really unfair. Madden was kind of screwing me. At this point, 42-21, end of the third quarter. We're going to win this game. I'm not worried about it at all. There's no way I'm going to blow this lead. Knock on wood. He does end up getting in the end zone with Bo Jackson, but I still feel good about it. I'm just going to waste clock. I'm going to tote, and I'm going to find Juicy Juice out of the backfield. He's going to get a terrible tackling animation. Juicy Juice for the first down. 30 seconds left here. I'm just going to milk the clock out. Derrick Henry running that power O that's so good on third down. He's not going to call his timeouts, and that's going to do it for this game and for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all in part 3.